love the chase and the hunt, and I set the pace when I'm running. I always take what I want and I always give it 100. Don't need a bank, no I'm funded. Play the game like it's nothing. I'm always thankful for something. Don't take for granted, stay humble.
What's up, racing fans? Welcome back to the Road to the Kentucky Derby series here on the Each and Every Stride YouTube channel. And my name is Keith. I'm going to be going over this huge field for the Lecomte Stakes at Fairgrounds. It's going to be for Saturday, January 18th. A field of 14 is assembled for this big Kentucky Derby prep with a lot of points on the line. I'll be talking about it to really qualify to get into the starting gate for the first Saturday in May at Churchill Downs for the big Kentucky Derby. I'll be covering each horse, going over each horse with you. And then, of course, I'm going to give you the analysis and my picks at the end. So give me a subscribe and a like to the video here on the Each and Every Stride YouTube channel. So let's go over the point structure. It's going to be 20, 10, 6, 4, 2. So that's first through 5 here in the Lecomte. You know, other than the Breeders' Cup Juvenile last year, this is actually the highest point structure to date. So a big chance for the connections to start really Derby dreaming early here as I record this in mid-January. So let me know who you like here in the Lecomte. I'm going to go over each horse here. Let me know who you like in the comments. Big 14-horse field. I'll talk about it. I mean, hopefully we won't see a lot of scratches. The weather looks a little iffy for Saturday at the fairgrounds. It might get some showers, so could really upgrade a couple horses there. So let's talk about it. Let's pull up the old-fashioned PPs and let me know who you like as well. So let's talk about, it's going to be race 12, the last race Saturday at the fairgrounds. So this is for the 3-year-olds. Big prep here for the Kentucky Derby. It's going to be at the 1.116 distance. We do have a couple of, actually more than a couple of these horses actually have experience at this distance, so that could be very vital. Good edge over some of these other horses, but I'm intrigued by a few horses here. So let's give you the rundown of this field here. It's going to be number 1, Innovator. Let's go scroll here on the PPs. So this is a 10-1 morning line, or good early speed for Dwayne Lucas is the trainer, and Jaime Torres will be aboard, the speedy son of Authentic. Now, this is Authentic, the sire. Starting to see these babies on the track. Multiple horses here that I followed even a few years ago have babies on the track now. Not even babies. I mean, these are now newly turned 3-year-olds with the new year. So very cool to see that. So Authentic was the 2020 Kentucky Derby winner. I know that schedule was a little reversed that year, but, you know, even won the, Breeders' Cup Classic, Authentic. And Innovator, this horse is going to show speed from the rail. Wired him at Oaklawn, as you see here in the mud. And let's scroll down a little bit. Yep. Looks like, 6 furlongs in the mud. Now, this is a horse that really breaks well from the one post. So it could actually, use good speed from the one hole there. And it has broken really good from the gate, 3 straight starts. So breaking from the gate is not an issue for Innovator here. And, for me, it just came down to this horse hasn't tried the 1.116 distance, which makes me a little hesitant as a horse player. So you're trying some for the first time there. I know you got the bloodlines, the pedigree of Authentic, who's won at this, the champion distance. But, it'd be interesting to see how this horse actually runs for Dwayne Lucas. One I'll keep an eye on, though, from the rail for sure. All right, let's look at number 2 here. So this is going to be Maximum Promise. So this is a maximum security horse. So I was just talking about all these horses the last few years that made a big impact on the sport. This horse has not raced since August, but broke the maiden in style, winning by 14 lengths at Ellis Park. That was the last race for this horse. Now, you do have the winning connections, though, of last year's Kentucky Derby. So that's Kenny McPeak and Brian Hernandez, who, of course, won with Mystic Dan last year. We got a Maximum Promise here. Has been training at the same track, the fairgrounds, since late November. So I do like to see that, even though this horse is coming off of a layoff since August. Nice work tab at Fairgrounds. For me, it actually, to take a horse to be, thrown into this big stakes race at the fairgrounds, hasn't raced since August. Going to be hard for me to include, but, don't sleep on these Kentucky Derby connections, the winning connections from last year. All right, let's look at number 3 here. We got Admiral Dennis. Now, I want to talk to you about this horse because as I was scrolling through the PPs, Brad Cox actually has this horse entered in this big stakes race. He also has Admiral Dennis entered in an allowance race Monday at Fairgrounds. So I'm going to talk about it. I'm going to be using this horse, but there's going to be another horse I want to use just in case that this horse scratches. So he's got a couple of different options here because Brad's got another horse, Disco. It's going to be later on I'm going to be talking about. So let's talk about Admiral Dennis here. This horse ran in the gun runner like a few of these runners did. This horse finished 4th out of 5 in that short field. Faded, finished 10 lengths behind the winner Built, who's the morning line favorite here in the Lecomte. So I'm going to talk about that horse shortly. But this is the speed and fade angle. This horse actually had a stumbling start, then gained in the 5 path and faded. So let's pull this up here a little bit for Admiral Dennis. Now you get Joel Rosario aboard. This horse had a rough start. Now, the second start broke from the gate nicely and tracked and cleared, broke the maiden in style. Brad Cox, as I was saying, he won this race 2 years ago with Instant Coffee. So he's had success at the same Lecomte Stakes here. But again, this horse is entered in an allowance race on Monday. Admiral Dennis, I really hope that Brad Cox and the connections have this horse in the big stakes race. But, just in case this horse scratches, I'm going to be talking about another one here. And that's going to be Magnitude. So let's talk about Magnitude, number 4. All right, so this is for Jose Ortiz, second in the gun runner, same exact race. I know it was a short field of 5. This horse was Magnitude, the number 4, was up on the pace in a 5-horse field. That horse race was won by Built, the 3-1 morning line favorite in this one. And this horse, Magnitude, ended up losing to Built by over 6 lengths in the end. Did win at the 8.5 furlong distance at Churchill and raced at this distance twice. So which I do like. And this is actually for last year's winning Lecomte Stakes trainer, Steve Asmussen, who had Track Phantom, did run in the Kentucky Derby. So that's a serious candidate. Steve Asmussen's done well in this race, had Midnight Bourbon a few years ago too. Magnitude ran a similar speed figure in that Churchill win, even in the loss with the gun runner. So really has to step it up. I think that can this horse rate? Because there's going to be a lot, and I mean a lot of speed, I think, on paper in this Lecomte. So if this horse can learn the rate, be kind of an up-close speed stalking trip, I'm intrigued by Magnitude. I'm going to be talking about him. I think he could work a nice trip with Jose Ortiz aboard. Let's look at number 5 here for you. Let's pull up Optical. Now, it's funny because I actually capped this horse for the Smarty Jones Stakes. That horse scratched that morning. I was going to use this horse as a price in the Smarty Jones. So they opt to go here in the Lecomte. Connections are Keith DeSormo is the trainer, and you get veteran jockey James Graham will be aboard. Optical does have 2 wins and 1/3 and 7 career starts. I think this is a much tougher field, much bigger field than the Smarty Jones. The trainer, DeSormo, does hit 28% with first-time blinkers angle. So that's good. And then this horse has actually been working lights out. Let's look at the workouts here for you guys. Let's look. This horse seems to really like the workouts. So 1 out of 25, 5 furlongs there at the fairgrounds. Bullet workouts. Bullet workout means that you're actually the top worker out of a group of horses in that in that workout. So this horse is doing really well. This horse did beat McAfee. So that's the half brother of Torpedo Anna. Now, McAfee did scratch the morning of the Jerome, which I covered here on the Each and Every Stride YouTube channel. So, It's a rotating chess match, right, with these horses with the 3-year-olds. So, it comes down to, can this horse step up? I mean, I think it's more of an underneath play. You see these horses sometimes be really good workout horses in the morning. Can they translate that onto the track? Let's talk about number 6, Golden Afternoon. So this was actually an interesting horse for me. I mean, this is more of a turf runner. Going to show some good speed. Turf runner, turf winner in 2 out of 3 races. And, is interesting because this is a Golden Sense out of Into Mischief pedigree. So the connections to thinking, you know what, maybe let's try the dirt in the big stakes race. So this is for Vaca Gareza, the trainer, and Axel Concepcion will be the trainer. I'm the jockey aboard. Maybe they thought that maybe with the pedigree line, let's give it a try with the dirt. It's just too much for me to handle, to take that as a horse player. Interesting to see how this horse does run first time dirt. Let's talk about number 7 here. This is a horse I'm very interested in. Is Calling Card. Going to be coming from off the pace. Looks to be a closer in a race that has a lot of speed. May appreciate a hot pace up front. Last race at Oaklawn was not the best, though, for Calling Card, but 2 back broke the maiden at Aqueduct, starting slow, swooping the field wide. You get Frankie Dettori aboard. So that was interesting. That kind of caught my eye. You get Mike Maker, the trainer. Dettori does well with these kind of horses on the dirt, kind of work out a trip from the back, like the workout on January 7th, 1 out of 15 horses. Legit wild card. I think this horse is a wild card. I think the extra distance he may appreciate here in the Lecomte. All right, let's talk about Tough Catch. So we're going to go through each of these horses and let me know who you like too. Tough Catch is 10-1 morning line. And, this horse is going to show speed like a lot of these horses I was saying. Won the Sugar Bowl here at Fairgrounds, going 6 furlongs. And a horse that has not gone, even over a mile yet. So that kind of leaves me a little bit of pause. It's a lot of speed in this race. This horse is going to have to maintain that speed. As I mentioned, we might have some moisture, some showers on Saturday at the Fairgrounds. So, we'll see what Tough Catch can do with Luis Saez aboard. Dapper Moon. Let's talk about number 9 here in the Lecomte. So this is another horse that has got to win at a shorter distance at the Fairgrounds for trainer Dallas Stewart. And Edgar Morales will be aboard the 12-1 shot here at Dapper Moon. I don't see a workout going longer than 4 furlongs since November. So if you look at the PPs here, and you scroll down, you see all these workouts here I'm looking at. I don't see anything longer than 4 furlongs since November. That, I don't like to see that. I mean, as a horse player, I like workouts that are longer. We're going to be going this 1.116 distance. So I just think that maybe one to look in the future, but just not for me in this big stakes race. Let's look at number 10 here. Mo Better Than Good. Love that name. So we got Kenny McPeak, another McPeak horse here. Colby Hernandez will be aboard. This horse won on debut at Saratoga, but hasn't been seen since. Feels like the other McPeak, right? Because Colby Hernandez is aboard. Just one to watch maybe in the future. I just think that, listen, this horse is going to need some pace, perfect trip. You never know, though. I mean, this is the type of race, though, that you could circle a lot of horses and say, maybe the circumstance next time will be better. Let's talk about Disco Time. All right, so let's pull up number 11 here, Disco Time. I think this horse is going to get a good trip, even from the outside post. Undefeated 3-year-old, winner of 2 races at Churchill in November. Speed figures have increased both starts, which I like. You get the top connections of Brad Cox and Florent Giroux. I really like the workout of the 5 furlongs going 4 out of 45 horses, as you see here. Yep. And then just feels like a big player. Now, 9-2 morning line. I think this horse is going to get bet from that. I think you're going to get more of like a 7-2, 5-2 kind of range. So upside, strong connections for sure. Let's talk about one of my favorite horses here on the Derby Trail is Jolly Samurai. So this horse did run in the Springboard Mile deep closer for Danny Fish. So these are Remington connections with Renee Diaz aboard. Was 5 wide in the Springboard. I don't think this horse really just fired that day. Now, has been working out at Sam Houston. I think needs the perfect setup, though. This is a deep closer. Now, Cole Battle did come back, the springboard mile winner, to win the Smarty Jones. So that maybe that's something that could help out a little bit, with the, Cole Battle's been doing really excellent there. And then I'm interested to see what the connections do with that horse. But, Jolly Samurai, I'm going to see what this horse does in the future. Just not for me in this huge stakes race, but one I really like, though, and will be an honest horse that will be rolling late. Let's talk about the morning line favorite here. 3-1 morning line favorite for Built. So this is a horse that's impressed in the Gun Runner Stakes, owned by Eclipse Thoroughbreds and trained by Wayne Catalano. And Jareth Ludbury will be aboard. I actually met Wayne at Keeneland, last spring. Really a great guy. I mean, I heard he's also an excellent cook too. But it must be so exciting for Wayne to have this 3-year-old that really looks like a nice horse. Good speed. I think the post draw hurts, though. I think that the post draw, this is the 13 post out of 14 horses. If you get a scratch or two, maybe that could help. I just think that this horse is going to have to show a new dimension, though. Can't run the same upfront speed race with all this speed in the Lecomte. So I think that this horse is going to have to show maybe some a little bit off the pace. I like seeing the 5 furlong workout on the page. And as you see here, has the best Brisnet speed figure on the PP. So listen, this could be a big step forward for the son of Hard Spun. I just don't know. I mean, I think this horse is either going to win or be off the board. That's kind of my opinion on this horse. I think he's a very nice 3-year-old, but a lot of speed in this one in the Lecomte. And then let's talk about Seattle Road. We'll round out the field here, guys. Got the 20-1 long shot. Broke the maiden 4th attempt at the fairgrounds. Another deep closer for Tom Amos. And Marcelino Pedroza will be aboard. Has a nice workout January 8th. Just a long shot that, it's going to be tough, though, from that post. But I think that this horse could have a look also in the future. So let's tell you how I'm going to play this big Lecomte Stakes here. Let's talk about it here on the Each and Every Stride YouTube channel. Good. So I think it's a 14-horse field. I'm going to box 3 horses. So listen, I think that I got a couple prices in here too. I got Admiral Dennis, had an excuse in the last, could create value for solid connections here for Brad Cox. Now, I did mention about this horse is entered. Admiral Dennis is 8-1 morning shot, is actually entered in an allowance race Monday at the fairground, same track. So if that's the case, if this horse scratches, because I've actually I've had a couple scratches on the shows here that I've done, but I like number 4 Magnitude to replace, Admiral Dennis. So if that does happen, give me Magnitude to replace Admiral Dennis. But if Admiral Dennis stays, I'm sticking with him. I think it's good value for solid connections. Let's talk about Calling Card. I think this horse for Frankie Dettori in town. I like the setup for this horse. I think you could get a great setup. And then we'll talk about Disco Time. Undefeated and a move forward still could be in the works. Great, guys. Thank you so much for tuning in. That's how I'm going to play it here in the Lecomte. Go over it one more time. It's 3-7-11 exacta box. So I think that's how I'm going to play it. Number 4 Magnitude, though. He's going to be my kind of my also eligible. So just in case if Admiral Dennis scratches or if any of these horses scratches, number 4 Magnitude is going to be my sub there. But good luck to everybody playing. Big stakes day here at the fairgrounds. I see this background's actually Penn National. I was there. I stopped by last year. But, give me a like and subscribe here. Give me a like. I really appreciate that support. We're going to grow this together, the Each and Every Stride YouTube channel. Check out my Twitter. Give me a follow at Each Every Stride. Appreciate you guys' support checking out the video. Going to be coming out with more of these videos, a lot more here for the Kentucky Derby preps. Appreciate it. Let's keep cashing, everybody. Let's keep moving. Good luck on Saturday. Thank you for checking it out. Take care.